Well, hey guys, welcome to the studio. Today, I want to talk about Ableton and the speed with which you can produce a song. And it's uncanny. As a full-time producer, I'm on the clock, which means that my clients are not only judging me for the quality of what I give them, but how fast I can turn it out on their budget. Let's get to it. We're starting off with a blank instance of Ableton. The only thing I've done so far is I have brought in the Abbey Road drum kit on Contact on channel 1. Let's get to work. I've tapped out a basic beat on my keyboard. This is what I've got. Sounds like a good intro. Sounds like a decent basic beat. And something more complex. Here's what that clip looks like in Ableton. 8 bars long at this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab it and I'm going to hit Control D and I'm going to make a couple different duplicates of it. I've moved the loop point over so I'm only hearing 1 bar right here on the first layer of the drum tracks up top, which looks like this. And if I play this, it will loop, but it's really only 1 bar now. That's it. The second one, and I'll grab a different segment. I will grab just bar 2. Start points and end points. And let's give this one a listen. A basic beat. Okay, now I'll go down to the third one and I'm going to grab sort of the ending here, starting at bar 4. This is where I started getting a little bit more festive with it. This is this. Now, I only recorded 1 drum track, and I've now separated it into a little 1 bar, just hi-hats, another little 1 bar thing with just a basic beat for me to work with, and then a longer 4 bar pattern that also loops, and it's a little bit more complex, and they're layered. Layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. Okay, how about some music? Well, Ableton's got a lot of built-in sounds. This is the Suite edition. I'd go over to Sounds, let me go down to Pianos and Keys, and I've got a list of all kinds of stuff on here. I can hear examples of things. This one sounds okay, and I'm going to drag this up onto the MIDI track up top here. Now, I know I have a basic drum beat set up here in layer 2. I've chosen a clip right next to it. I have my keyboard set up, and I'm going to mess around with a couple chords. I may go a few bars. Okay, that seemed to come out okay. I've now moved down to the more complex drum part here, and I'm set to record a clip. I kind of like the second half of what I did there, so I'm just going to grab the start point and I'm going to drag it to the 5th bar, which will give me this. I think it's time for some bass track. I'll play along and see what I come up with. at it, we might as well manage the bass for this other part. Let's see what we got for this. So I had played for probably 20 bars or so. I kind of like this section. I got a 4-bar thing sort of right in the middle, and it goes like this. That's pretty good. We'll go with that. Next up, the guitar part. I'm using a Gibson SGJ. I do run through a direct box that allows me to monitor through a Line 6 multiprocessor, but the track I'm recording is going to be the dry version out of the DI box. Now we're going to do the same thing for this busier part up here. This is going to be with the... We'll see what we come up with. Now I think I kind of lucked out with the first 4 bars that I played. I thought was pretty good. We're just going to take a look over at the end, and I'm just going to make sure that it's got a loop point which ends at the 5th bar. My normal inclination would be go right with Guitar Rig 6 from Native Instruments and put it on there and tweak some stuff, but I'm looking for quick, so I'm just going to use the built-in Ableton stuff. 412, a little bit less gain, take some presence out. I think we're about ready to turn it into an actual song. I'm going to look over on the right-hand side of the screen. Here's where the magic begins. I'm going to find under my master label, here's everything from the top row, the second row, and the third row, and I'm just going to rename them. Intro, verse, and chorus. Ableton does allow for you to look at 2 screens at the same time. I have normally 2 monitors in front of me, but I've put both screens on the same monitor so I can share screen with you. Here's the screen we've been working with, and over here you can see my intro, which I misspelled, verse, and chorus. And over on the right-hand side, I'm looking at the arrangement view. Well, very simply, I'll just grab intro, and I'll tell that to start at bar 5. I'll grab my verse, and I'll tell that to come in right after that, and then I'll grab chorus and tell that to come in right after that. Now that I have everything over here in arrangement view, I really don't have much need ever to go back onto the other screen called session view. But if I need to, I can just hit the tab button and go between the 2 screens. Or in my case, have it always set up on 2 screens. Either way works. So this little bit of a clip up here, this is our little intro drum thing, and then beyond that I can see that this whole thing was verse and this whole thing following it was chorus. But I can very simply just grab all of this after the intro, Control D, boom, boom, boom. Now I got verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus as many times as I need. We'll go one more, and boom, I've got a song 3 minutes long now. It's probably time to start messing with some lyrics and some vocals, so what I'll do is below the guitar track, I'll just click right, insert audio track. I'll rename this vocal, and I got a playing field to let me start trying out some new ideas. After I get a vocal track recorded, I'll probably hit tab, head back over to this screen, and do the main part of my mixing here. Why don't we listen to the first 10 seconds of this and just see if it's a smooth starting point. Gonna back that guitar down a little. easy. While I was making this video for you, I timed myself in the real world to see how long it took me to get to this point, and the answer was 23 minutes. But essentially I've got drums, bass, guitar, a place for vocals, a general mix, a little bit of effects in place, and I'm ready to move on. In this business, time is money. If I can bang out a product very quickly while my client is paying for that, as opposed to a lot of other studios where they may pay for hours and hours and hours and get very little done, that makes me a good prospect and people will come to me to work with them. If you're a purist and you think that you don't like the bass line to be on a loop, you can go ahead and record it. Once it's over in the arrangement screen, you can retrack it, cut and paste if you need to. Same thing with the guitar parts or the keyboard parts or the drum parts if you really want to. Ableton has always had a kind of a reputation for being used by DJs or hip hop or people who just want to drop samples in and cut and paste something into music, which is something that you can do with it. But you can also use it for regular musicianship like playing a guitar, playing a bass, actual singing. It just has, I think, the fastest workflow I've ever seen in any DAW. If you'd like to see more, just click subscribe to this channel. While you're here, head over to Facebook and check out our group Recording Tips. And I will tell you, the other videos on this channel, I'm always using Ableton. I'm always trying to give examples for this, but about half my videos are banned from the Ableton Facebook groups. I'm not even sure what the reasoning is, but check out my channel. And thanks for coming out. Well, we got a lot of work to do, guys. Let's get to it.